Okay, today is a bit long. We have a lot of information, but we can get through it fast. Okay, so today is on 8.4 trigonometric equations and inverse functions. Okay, so if we come down and look at the first part. Okay, ways to solve trigonometric equations. The first one is graphically, and the second one is algebraically. So basically, it's just what it says to be. Graphically is going to be when you use a graph and find it there, or algebraically you're gonna be given an equation and you're gonna find it in there. So that's basically what it's talking about. Okay, now moving on. The inverse cosine function. So cosine to the -1 is the angle between 0 and pi, whose cosine is y. So that is the inverse cosine function. And we can also solve trigonometric equation using the unit circle. So let's say we have to solve sine theta is 0.9063 for 0 degrees, for when theta is bigger or the same as 0 degrees, or smaller or the same as 360 degrees. So we're going to use the inverse function like this to find theta, and we're going to be given 65. So basically this is just numerically, like algebraically, using what's given, using the inverse function. But what we're going to do here is, what they're saying is that we can use the unit circle to find it easily. So 65 degrees plus 1 times 360 degrees is 475 degrees, which is wrapping once around a circle. And then if we do same thing but 2, it's going to be twice, and if we do -1, it's going to be wrapped once, but it's going to be the other way around, so it's negative 295 degrees. Okay, so the second one, this was the first one, and we have the second one. Solve sine theta equals 115 degrees. So this means that we have the following situations. We're going to do the same exact thing. So 115 degrees plus 1, 360 degrees, once around the circle. 2, same thing twice, and -1, same thing, is going to wrap once the other way. So basically, theta is going to be these values. Okay. Now moving on, we have finding all solutions to a trigonometric equation. Oh, that went long. So let's say we have to solve sine theta equals 0.9063. So theta is going to equal to 65 degrees plus number of times the angle wraps around the circle. So let's say it wraps around the circle twice, then this is going to be 2. If it's 3 times 3, 4 times 4, that's basically what it's saying. And then you're going to multiply that by 360 degrees. Okay, so if theta is under 15 degrees, same thing, number of times the angle wraps around the circle times 360 degrees. So theta is 65 degrees plus n, which is the number of times the angle wraps around the circle. And that's not pretty. Let's change it. N times 360 degrees, or 115 plus n times 360 degrees, where, this is important, n equals 0 plus -1 plus -2. So n can be negative. It just means that it's going to wrap around the circle in the opposite direction and not the positive direction. Okay, and last but not least, we have the reference angle. So for an angle theta corresponding to the point P in the unit circle, so let's say we have this and this. Sorry for the horrible drawing. Let's just say this is the unit circle. This is 1, -1, 1, -1, and so on. Let's say for an angle theta corresponding to point P. So if we do something like this, I'm so sorry, that's really bad. Okay, this is going to be theta, then we're going to say this is P. So if we have that, the reference angle of theta, which is this angle here, is the angle between the line joining P to the origin of the nearest part of the x-axis. A reference angle is always between 0 degrees and 90 degrees, that is between 0 and pi over 2. So on the reference angle, we usually put this, and say a different color. 0 and pi over 2 and pi, something like this. So it has to be between here. So is the angle between the joining line joining P to the origin and the nearest part of the x-axis. So that would be here. So we basically, it's hard to see. Let's just try have this. So that was the reference angle. And that's pretty much all we have of unit 8.4. It's not that hard. We mostly use the unit circle, as you can see. And if you just know how to use the unit circle and memorize, like I mentioned before in one of my videos, and I don't think you'll have a problem. Okay, thank you for listening.